Hi, this is Laura Chappell, and in this tech tip, I'm going to show you how to import and export Wireshark profiles and talk a little bit about the concept of having a template profile for Wireshark. So let's get started. Profiles are one of my favorite features in Wireshark. It allows me to have a customized version of Wireshark for the different types of projects that I might be working on. So for example, right now I am showing you a troubleshooting profile that I've made for Wireshark. In the bottom right hand corner on the status bar, you can see it says Profile. Troubleshooting LC-B, that's the name of this profile. And this profile has some special buttons in the upper right hand corner here. You can see I've got a TCP header looking for missing options. I've got one that's looking for interesting coloring rules, some suspicious traffic buttons, and things like that. If I want to share this profile with someone else, I can right mouse click down at the bottom where my profile area is and choose to export the selected personal profile or basically all of the profiles. At this time, I'm working on Wireshark 3.6, and exporting all personal profiles includes things like the no reassembly profile and Bluetooth profile. It'll just pull them all. So if you want to make a backup of all your profiles, that's the way you do it, all personal profiles. But I'm going to export this selected personal profile. And on my system, I've got a directory called My Wireshark Profiles to Share. Now, it doesn't matter what you call this file, because inside each of these zip files is the actual profile directory and all the files that create the profile. So let's say sample export is the name of the zip file here. And I will click save. It says one profile's been exported. And let me show you what that directory looks like. There we go, and there's my sample export.zip. If I expand it, I can see there's a directory called troubleshooting-lc-b, and if I open that up, these are all of the files that make up that custom profile. So again, it doesn't matter what you call your zip file because the directory will have your profile name in it. Now, when you hand this to somebody else and they want to import it, it's a pretty easy process. They right mouse click in the profile column. They go to import from a zip file. And they would choose that profile, whatever that profile name is, the zip file that you gave them. Now, mine came up with 0 profiles imported, 1 profile skipped, because I have a profile by that name already. So let me go ahead and just delete this profile. Wireshark takes me back to the default profile now. And so now I can see I've got some smaller fonts showing up. I don't have those columns and the buttons are missing that I had in the last one. So I'm going to right mouse click and choose to import from a zip file. Choose my sample export, and it says one profile has been imported. All right, now when I just click on that profile area, I can see I have my troubleshooting LCB showing up, and here it is. Now, one thing I would suggest is that you build a profile template. To do that, you just simply right mouse click on the profile column down at the bottom and say New, and give it a title of Template, and say OK. Now, this profile template should have all of my favorite columns and things I like to work with Wireshark, all my favorite buttons, and it should have my favorite coloring rules, etc. I'm going to change my font size, absolutely, first. And instead of going and remaking all of those buttons that I have from the troubleshooting profile, I can import them into here. So I'll go up to Edit, Preferences, and those filter buttons, I really, really like those filter buttons I had in my troubleshooting B profile. You'll see down at the bottom I have the option to copy these from any of my personal profiles. Don't put your really cool buttons and things like that in classic or no reassembly or Bluetooth, because they won't be available to you in here. So I'm going to just pull from troubleshooting. Here are those buttons. I'll say OK. And now I've just added these into my template. And so essentially I want to make sure that my template is as strong as possible and has all of my favorite customization in it. And then when I'm going to make a brand new profile someday, I would right mouse click and say that, I want to make a brand new profile. And instead of just typing in a name here, doing it that way, you can say manage profiles, go to your template and make a copy of it and give it your new name. New profile for sample class, something like that, and say OK. Now that new profile will have all of these buttons in it from the template because I brought them over there into the new profile. And there they are.